Hello everybody, my name is Emily Carpenter, and welcome to the Cas Vodcast. This is episode number 11, our Halloween episode, which I know, well, today is November the 7th, but unfortunately Caswell and I got super busy with our work schedules. Speaking of which, don't you think there's something missing from this podcast? Who should normally be here on my left-hand side? That's right, of course, it's Caswell! Caswell! Where are you? I don't know where he is, guys. Do you think you can find him? Do you think you could help me find him? He's playing Where's Waldo. I spy with my little eye something that begins with the letter C. Well, he's nowhere to be found, guys. I don't know what happened to him. Do you guys have any clue what happened to him? Oh my god, guys. It's Mike Myers from Halloween. Hi, Mike! Why don't you say something, huh? Or you could always take off that mask. Can you breathe through that mask? Can I touch your face? You're not breathing. You can breathe through that mask. How do you do it?
Because breathing's overrated.
Oh, yes! Well, care to introduce yourself, Mr. Myers?
Well, hello everyone. I'm the enigmatic shape, formerly known as the enigma known as Caswell Shaw. And today, I'm going to be cosplaying as Michael Myers. I don't know how audible my voice is, but we'll figure something out when I put this together.
What are you, fucking stupid?
Alright, so, it's too bad if you can't want to do the breathing anytime soon. You're more than welcome to, because I love the breathing from Myers. That was my favorite part.
Oh yeah. So, speaking of which, that's the theme of today's episode. Halloween.
Even though it's 7 days late, are you guys still feeling a Halloween fever even though it's a week later? Tell us in the comments below.
Yeah, I know I am. We're not talking about the trick-or-treating event, we're talking about the actual movie.
Yes, we are! We're talking about the actual movie. Executive producer, John Carpenter, and the director was David Gordon. David Gordon? Yes, David Gordon. Yes, and...
David Gordon Green, right?
Yes, I believe that.
Yes.
That was it, yes. And the writer besides, there was two writers besides John Carpenter.
Him, David Gordon Green, and Danny McBride.
For the writers, yes. Danny McBride, that's right. Now I remember, yes.
I'm surprised Danny McBride touched this with a 10-foot pole. He's one hell of a writer. Yeah.
Oh, he's not one for horror movies, eh?
Well, I'm not sure, but he's an actor himself. I know him from the show Eastbound and Down. Oh, yeah, I've heard about it. Okay, cool. All right, well, so would you like to give your feedback on Halloween first, since you've seen the whole, not trilogy, but whatever the word is, the whole, you've seen the whole, not series, whatever the word was. Well...
You've seen the merchandise before, I haven't.
Some aspects of the franchise here and there, yeah, I have seen it, but this one supersedes all of that. So, to the best of my ability, if we ever come to any sort of scenes that come from the Halloween movies, from the ones from 1970, 1980, 1990s onward, we'll go into that. But for now, we're just going to talk about the one that was released this year, and oh boy. That was one hell of a movie. Loved it.
Alright, well, we don't want to give away too much for those audience members who haven't yet seen it, but feel free to say as much as you'd like. All I'll say is that it was filmed in Charleston.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a spoiler-heavy podcast. I thought we were going to talk about it.
Yes and no. I mean, to a certain degree, we don't want to, give away what happens at the end, perhaps, but maybe we can talk about other parts, maybe. Just try not to give away the ending if we can. Yeah.
Okay, well... I had a lot of things to say, but half of them I can't say anymore now, because we're not going to give them away.
Well, we're not going to give away the ending, per se, but I like Jamie Lee Curtis. I barely recognized her with her super long white hair, because normally she always has short hair, and everything she's in, like Scream Queen, she had short gray hair with glasses. Freaky Friday, of course, she had the red hair that was short, but wasn't wearing glasses. Yeah, in all of her movies as she's become older, they've always let her wear glasses. All of her characters have worn glasses, Scream Queens and Halloween. Interestingly enough.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's quite interesting you haven't seen Scream Queens, Julia Roberts' niece, Emma Roberts.
Oh.
But yeah, she was in that from, I think that show stopped airing in 2015, 2016. Scream Queens, I think it started airing around 2013, 2014.
Oh, okay.
It was only for 2 seasons, I think, on Netflix anyways. They only showed 2 seasons. But her character it was quite interesting. All I'll say is that in one part, I won't give away the whole thing, but she's trying to get revenge on Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's another tidbit for maybe some of the audience will already know this, but this is a direct sequel to the 1978 Halloween.
I knew that. That much I did know. I just didn't see the 1978 version, so I wasn't familiar with everything that was happening during the movie.
Okay, so we can say that this takes place 40 years after the events of the first Halloween movie, making all the other movies that preceded that one obsolete.
Yes, absolutely, exactly.
Like the Dragon Ball Z effect, where this one is canon and the others are no longer canon to the franchise.
Well, as you know, I've never really watched Dragon Ball Z growing up very much, if at all, so...
That's okay.
It's all good.
At least I can say that because that's the route I like to think they're going in, because making this one the second one after the 1978 movie, so... Yeah, that was actually something I didn't see coming.
Interesting. Well, I really like the beginning. I'll just say a little bit about the beginning where looks like he's in the back of an asylum where everybody's chained to their hands. Both their wrists are chained, I think, not just one of their hands. Some people look like one of their hands was chained, other people with both the wrists.
Oh, yeah. Depends on how mentally deranged or psychotic or sociopathic they are.
Yeah.
Depends on the severity of their crimes. They're either chained with one restriction, chained with both limbs confined in one place. It's just crazy to see how many people are just not right up there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know a couple of people like that in real life who I won't say, but they're not quite as deranged as that.
Ugh.
There are certain degrees of deranged. Stalking is one thing. Being a serial killer is an entirely other thing, another level altogether. Right? Yes. So it was quite interesting. They were locked up, and I forget that character's name. One of the journalists, the male journalist. Do you remember his name?
Nope.
I don't remember his name either. They're both British. That's what I absolutely loved about this movie is the British element, and they both get murdered. I won't give away too much other than that, because that's not the ending. But the journalists, yes, get murdered. We won't say who murders them, of course, but I'm pretty sure we can guess if you've seen the movie before. Anyhow, yes, they give away. The British journalist, the male, he takes the mask of Michael Myers and holds it up to him from behind, and he doesn't even react, he doesn't even turn around, he just goes crazy, but he won't show his face without the mask. We never see his face without the mask.
No? And if we did, it was just like a very quick shot and then they just immediately cut.
Yeah, it was like the back, you can see his ear, and you can see the side profile view, but you cannot see his face, which is quite interesting. Because, for whatever reason, I don't know, they don't want to give away his face, he's got some secret identity. Maybe they'll make another movie and they'll show his face, which I really think they should do.
Who knows? And actually, what I loved about that scene before it went to the opening credits, that the male journalist just yelled, "Say something!"
Yeah, he kept yelling, "Say something," but he wouldn't turn around, he refused.
And all of the other inmates started freaking out. That was the ironic thing.
It was weird, because I don't know why everyone else in the asylum was freaking out except for him. Did he scream at one point? No, I thought he screamed, or I thought he's silent though. Yeah, he's silent, but I thought he jolted or something, or he made a physical movement. Oh, it was all the other people then.
It was everyone else.
So he just stays there blankly, stiff as a statue, basically like a statue.
Yes.
Really? That's interesting. Okay. And he is kind of like a statue, because all he does is move his face and go... kind of like that, probably more common than that, but... Yeah, kind of like that. How is your sister, Judith, Mike?
Dead.
Oh, yeah? Thought you weren't supposed to speak. I thought you were going to get a really angry reaction out of you when I said your sister's name.
Well, I would. But let's say where we are, we're kind of restricted.
Ah, fair enough. Well, you don't have to make any noise. Just jolt your head very angrily, just like he did in the movie. When one of the characters said his sister's name to try and trigger him, because everyone's wondering what triggers him to kill people, and he seems to get a high off of killing people. Kind of like stalkers get a high off of stalking people. Well, not quite like that degree, but you know what I mean. There's similarities.
Yeah. Oh boy. And you are bringing up the term stalking again.
Yes, well, the way he follows little kids around, though, it does kind of look like he's stalking people.
Oh yeah, that's that one scene where on Halloween night, all the other kids are out playing about, going trick-or-treating and whatnot. At least with this one, they gave Michael some moral values that he doesn't murder babies or children.
That's good. Yeah, he doesn't. I noticed that. Oh yeah, it's just the teens and the adults for whatever reason. Did he ever murder kids or babies?
Not to my knowledge.
Really? So it's only adults and teenagers, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, especially teenage couples when, I guess you could say...
They were having sex. About to have sex. Not yet. They were making out. Sorry. I'm myself. Yeah.
Well, it's horror movie 101. One of the first things that you learn is that if you're a teenage couple and you're about to get fucked, you're gonna get fucked.
Basically, speaking of which, after the movie finished, long after the credits had ended, we saw what looked like a teenage couple, or they might have been a college couple, that were leaning against each other, looking like they were making out and everything, or about to make out, possibly doing more. They stayed behind in the movie theater right after we left.
Yeah, it's like we were the last 4 people in there.
And something tells me that they were gonna... I'm pretty sure that they were about to do the deed, and how coincidentally you mentioned that quote just a couple of minutes before we saw them in the theater.
Yeah, and you packed up so much, you're like, we gotta add this to the podcast.
We gotta add this to the podcast. It's so coincidental. I mean, what a coinky dink, right?
Yeah, if you're a teenage couple and you want to get fucked, you're gonna get fucked.
They were about to basically probably try and do public sex in movie theater. I can't say for sure, I'm just assuming. But, of course there are staff that go in there, I'm sure, and check the theater to make sure that it's empty.
Yeah, you don't want a staff member going into the theater and finding something more than just popcorn on the floor.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, more like she's gonna pop his corn.
Oh! Yeah, or something, or, other liquids that we wouldn't want to see anywhere else. So don't say anything more. So all that being said, that was very interesting end to the night.
You wanna know something?
What's that?
You wanna know something even more interesting than that?
What's that?
When we saw Halloween, I was actually wearing this mask, and I had this genius idea to go back in there as Michael Myers.
I know.
So that way I could just get a rise out of them, just to fuck with them.
I know.
But
you didn't want to get
I have my limits.
You didn't want to get sued. That because you were able to watch the entire movie while wearing a mask, and meanwhile somebody at your workplace told you that you weren't allowed to do that. Well, they were wrong. Clearly.
This is a matter of how I got away with it, and by God's graces, I got away with it.
Yeah, and you didn't want to test your limits by scaring the crap out of the couple that were probably about to have public sex.
Nah, it was a funny thought, and it would have been a funny story, but nah, just leave that for your imagination to see if I would have gotten the rise out of them or not. But
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, anything else? Oh, there are a couple things that I found a bit confusing in the car towards the middle of the movie. I think it was getting towards the end, where I forget the character's name. The guy who was obsessed with him and wanted to find out what triggers him, and who said his name in the car, Judith.
Oh yeah, I think he was a doctor.
Yeah, what was his name again? We were talking about this earlier. Ranger or something? Not Ranger.
No, it started with an S. I honestly don't remember.
We'll have to look this up. I could look it up right now if I wanted to, but that would be cheating. I won't give away the whole thing. But yeah, he said something. He said Judith to try and trigger him, and that triggered him. And then he killed... Mike Myers ended up killing the cop. And then the cop's name I thought was Ranger. Or something. Or something with an R.
The doctor killed Officer Hawkins, who ran down Michael Myers.
Hawkins, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, Officer Hawkins, not the doctor.
Right, okay, Officer Hawkins with the cops, right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
okay.
And Michael wasn't dead. I guess it was just...
He was faking it.
Yeah, it was probably some kind of ruse, but... He's just that strong.
He's like destructible. It's crazy. He's like he's anti-human. Because you do that to you run over anybody, they're going to be dead. They're human. They're not going to still be there alive.
And he is a human. If anyone knows the story of Michael, at the age of 6, he murdered his older sister.
Yeah, while she was naked.
Yep.
That's what they say. They love to make things sexual in movies, of course. And one thing, what I've always noticed with every single horror movie, the cops are really dumb. First of all,
everyone's an idiot.
Everyone's an idiot. The cops are stupid. They don't bring any backup with them. They don't bring a SWAT team with them. No squad team. Just by themselves. Officer Hawkins here. Attention, someone called for help. Officer Hawkins here. How stupid can you be?
And everyone just leaves their doors open. Like, you see how many times Michael's going into someone else's house and just brutally eviscerated them for some kind of an appliance? Like, Like, even in the beginning, before the reporters died, all the workers at the gas station all died.
Yeah.
Well, that's how he got the jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And then he murdered the reporters.
Yeah.
And he got the mask from their custody.
The British reporters, yes.
The British reporters, of course. And then later during Halloween night, he just walked in some random woman's house, found a hammer, beat her senselessly with it, and took her butcher knife.
Yeah, I think while she was cutting a chicken or something, or meatloaf, whatever it was.
Yeah? And then he walked in on another woman's house and just hacked her throat.
Yeah, through the window or something, wasn't it? Was she on the phone?
Yeah, she was on the phone. He was looking at her through the window.
Yeah.
Walked into her house from the back.
Yeah.
Came up to her from behind.
Yeah.
And then just smashed her head once, and then just, I don't want to say slit her throat, but drove a knife through her chest. And yeah, that's it. And the thing with Michael, two things actually. One, he's a silent killer, so you don't know when he's going to show up until he's stalking you.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Speaking of stalking, yes.
And two, he just leaves your body lying there.
Yeah.
That's it.
No remorse, doesn't even drag. You know how a lot of killers in horror movies will put the corpse in a body bag and bury it somewhere? Like, a lot of killers do that sometimes. You know?
Not these killers.
Not him. He's silent. All you can know is his breathing, and that's it. And he'll look at you really weirdly, completely silent, and you never understand why he gets a high off of killing people. That's what we don't understand. We know that he started with his sister, but why did he kill his sister? No offense to John Carpenter or Danny McBride or the other guy, but that was kind of an error in your script writing, because maybe they're going to tell that story in another movie. I mean, if it was me, I would tell that in another movie. Well, why in God's name would he kill his sister? Did his sister sexually abuse him as a kid? Was he molested by his sister? Was there incest involved? Was his sister the favorite and his parents liked his sister more than him? What are the motives to why he would kill his older sister? That one makes no sense to me. Do you agree? Absolutely no sense.
Well, for your case, because you were seeing this movie for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I can understand why you'd have all those questions.
Yeah.
I would like to think maybe it was explained in the first movie. Emphasis on maybe, because for me personally, I don't remember myself.
When was the last time you saw the 1978 movie?
I don't remember.
Oh, a long time ago. It's been that long. Wow.
Yeah, that long.
We'll have to rewatch it again and maybe give another critique of what we think of the 70s version.
Yeah.
It was took place, fictional setting was Illinois. I can't remember the exact town in Illinois. Did they show Salem at one point? But Salem's in Massachusetts.
Sorry?
I thought they showed Salem as being one of the locations, but Salem's in Massachusetts, not Illinois.
Oh, no. It was definitely Illinois.
I can't remember where.
Definitely not Chicago or Rosemont.
No, none of those. No. It was, they just said Illinois, but in real life, of course, the movie itself was filmed in Charleston. And yeah. Anything else you want to add about the movie? Nothing you want to give away? I really like the way that the house was designed, by the way, as a trap. I won't say much more than that. We're not going to give away the ending. We won't want to ruin that surprise for those of you who haven't yet seen the movie.
You triggered my trap card!
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Yeah, that was really smart. That was clever.
The execution, for sure. Especially is the way how they ended it.
We won't say too much.
Quality.
Besides that, but anything else you want to add?
I definitely would recommend this for everyone who, I guess you could say, who dressed up as Michael Myers but didn't get a chance to see the movie. Just try and see if you can, because according to the Cineplex, this is the last week, so try and get to the theaters all you can, because it's been out since the 19th of October.
Yep.
And it was playing during TIFF, and we didn't see it because obvious reasons.
Yes.
So we decided to wait until October, but more reasons, seeing as Emily had alluded to before, that we have jobs.
Yes, we have a life. We have to make money. I have rent to pay. We have bills to pay. So, that being said, and interestingly enough, there was a glitch on the app saying that the movie wouldn't show past Halloween, past the 31st of October. You don't still have the screenshot for that, do you? You didn't take screenshots. Damn it. Okay, we would have added it to the movie, but they actually glitched on the Cineplex website saying, this no longer shows. I think they said November 1st was the last day to see it, the day after Halloween. Then they said after that you couldn't see it. We actually thought we couldn't see it again.
Yeah, so I was like, we gotta try and find time, because up until Halloween I was working straight.
Oh, I know. I was pretty busy too. So
the 1st of November was like, we gotta see it. And I also gave you maybe an alternative that if there were more screen times on the day of Halloween when I check again, then we have another shot.
Yeah, and then you did on the Yorkdale website, and then we were good. And I had enough movies to get a free movie ticket. If I had enough points, I would have gotten you one too. Next time, maybe I'll get you one if I have enough points.
Oh, that's
or maybe for your birthday.
Nice. That's very nice of you.
Yeah, maybe February. Maybe wait till your birthday in February or something.
Not thoughtful.
Yes, well, I'm trying to be more thoughtful. Everybody has to be more thoughtful these days to make the world a better place, right?
Well, God bless you.
Yes, everybody needs it, Caswell. Even people out there, how many of you agree that a nice compliment from someone, even if it's someone you don't know, or a nice appreciation from a friend or someone taking you out, and being thoughtful and thinking of you when you're having a bad day or going through something rough really puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, just saying have a good day just goes a long way.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below. We all need to make this world a better place because there's a lot of hurting people out there. So that's just something I wanted to say, random acts of kindness, I like to call it, or random thoughts of kindness.
Yeah, and to all those people that are hurting, my bad.
Yes, and it is a season to give and not to receive with Christmas coming up. I just thought I would add to that. I know we were talking about Halloween earlier, but Christmas is only a few weeks away, and we're already in the Christmas season. Right after Halloween, that's when it begins.
Hey, come on now.
Well, we are.
No, I get that, but I was gonna say that, come on. We're talking about giving. I still give.
Yeah, we all do.
I give away Legend of Slaughters, and they're free.
Okay. Well, anyway, so yeah, it's the Christmas season. It's not just about materialism and shopping, although I'm guilty of getting caught up in that too, and lots of people are. But I want to take a part in Operation Christmas Child. It's where it's a shoebox where you put like hygiene items, deodorant, toothbrush, toys for little kids in other countries, and then you mail off the shoebox, and the kid in like a foreign country gets it for Christmas.
Oh,
called
wow.
Operation Christmas Child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did that in school since I was grade 4, since I was like 9.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I thought about it, and they still do it at churches around here, and it's an organization. You Google it. Maybe I'll put a link in the description below for Operation Christmas Child. And yeah, everybody has their own way of giving. You don't have to just do that. There's other ways you can give your family, relative that's sick, maybe someone that doesn't have any family members to spend Christmas with. Maybe you can invite them over or something, So anyway, that's all I had to say. I think we're coming to the end of our podcast now. We've been talking for quite a while. My Instagram is @EmilyCOfficial.
And my Instagram is @Caswell, and you'll find all 12 of them with no charge at all.
And our Instagram is the Cas Vodcast, only AND, not just the and sign.
Because Instagram said no.
Yes, and we will put it in the description box below. So, that being said, anything else you'd like to add?
In terms of unrelated topics, a lot, but those are all different stories for different episodes for our podcast. So we hope that you will stick around for all that. Thank you so much for sticking around through this one. And, record goodbye. So that's pretty much it. That's the end.
Okay. So I should say goodbye, Enigmatic Slayer.
Well, until next time, folks, I bid you all an adieu. Goodbye, and good night to all of you, and to you, my British co-host.
Don't you mean half British co-host, dear?
Alright. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the Enigmatic Slayer, Caswell, and welcome to the Halloween episode of the Cas Vodcast. And this... Where the hell did she go? Where the hell are you? I can't do this without you. Oh! The f*** happened to you?
Michael Myers has come back to Haddonfield to kill.